Okay. Hi there, everyone. My name is Nas, and I am a test preparation specialist. We're starting a little early to just check all of our technical stuff, okay? And waiting for you guys to come online, okay? I'm just checking with my sound engineers that everything is good. Okay. All right. I'm just going to load our YouTube so I can see where you guys are and what you are doing. All right. I've got my sound off. I need to see my chat. I'm just testing. Okay, guys, my name is Nas, and I am a test preparation specialist. I was born in South Africa, and I moved to China about, I think, 10 years ago. It's a long, long time ago. All right. And I spent some time in the north in Chongqing, and then in Beijing, just a few months. And then finally, I went off to Shenzhen and then Turkey, Istanbul, and that's where I am now. So I'd like to see where you guys are from. So if you could just type in the chat where you are from. And something else that I would like to know is, are you a test taker? Are you planning to take the IELTS test anytime soon? Well, I suppose it will be once everyone is no longer in lockdown. So are you a test taker and where are you from? Okay. Okay, so guys, where are you from? You guys who are watching at the moment, where are you from? And are you a test taker? Will you be taking the IELTS test in the future? Okay, Magnus, welcome. You are from Colombia. Welcome. What's the time in Colombia? You're a couple hours behind me. What is the time, Magnus? Anyone else out there? Are you guys test takers? I'm really interested in the test takers because we're going to do IELTS for, idioms for IELTS. All right, so we've got Lucia, and you are from Spain. Welcome. And Javier as well. Okay, from Spain. Is it Angel? Well, welcome. Are you guys all IELTS test takers? Are you planning to take the test, or are you just interested in learning idioms? Idioms or IELTS? Because our lesson is idioms for IELTS. Okay, so let's get cracking. I'm going to share my screen with you. From time to time, I will ask you to type into the chat. So, okay, great, Javier, you're interested in learning English. Welcome. So, from time to time, I'm going to ask you guys to type some answers into the chat, and I'd like you to interact. It makes the class more dynamic. It's a lot more fun for me and for you. All right. Right, guys, I'm ready to share my screen. Okay, and Saleha is from South Africa. Are you planning to take the test or are you planning to teach English? I'm assuming you are a native English speaker. All right, I'll come back and check your answers in a bit. Right, guys, today we're going to do idioms for IELTS. Idioms that you can use in the IELTS speaking test to take your score up a band, sometimes even more. Less is more, precision is important. So let's take a look at some idioms. But first of all, happy April Fool's Day. I'm not going to prank anyone because I think it's a scary time to be playing tricks on people. So I'm not going to pull your leg. Pull someone's leg. Our first idiom, and I'm making it easy for you. I'm telling you what the meaning is. For the next ones, you are going to have to do the work and tell me what they mean. Pull someone's leg, to deceive someone, but not in a mean, ugly, bad, vindictive way. No, it's playful. Pull someone's leg, to tease someone. Deceive is a very strong word. It's a very negative word. But here we're doing it in a playful way, in a teasing way, almost in a childish way. So if I say to you, the class is cancelled, oh, I'm just pulling your leg. I'm teasing you. Now, I'd like you guys to put a comment in the chat. Has anyone ever pulled your leg? Let me just go back. Has anyone ever pulled your leg? Who was it? And what did they do? Okay, so has anyone pulled your leg, just teased you about something? Okay. Any ideas? I'm just going to go and check what you guys are putting into the chat. All right. So, no. Okay. Okay. Okay, so Saleha wants to improve her English, and I have a really nice heart. Oh, you mean shirt. Thank you very much. Okay. Oh, okay. So this morning, grammar. So this morning, my sister told me that I'm going to be an aunt, and she was lying. She was teasing you. Okay. So she was pulling your leg. Okay, I'm just going to check if there are any other comments. Okay, on YouTube, and it seems that we have everything in the stream. Okay, great, guys. Let's look at our next idiom. All right. Now, the butt of a joke. The butt of a joke is when the person, you are the person or you are the target of the joke. You are the person or subject. Sorry about this. It's being mocked. Okay. So you are the person or subject being mocked or ridiculed. So I don't understand what's funny. That's because you are the butt of the joke. You are the joke. All right. Now, let's get to our IELTS idioms. Those were just some things for April Fool's Day. Over the moon. Over the moon. Look at this guy. He is over the moon. I think that's supposed to be the moon. All right, guys. Over the moon, what does it mean? Over the moon, what does it mean? Great. It means extremely happy, delighted, not just a little happy, extremely happy, delighted. All right. Now, when was the last time you were over the moon? When was the last time you were over the moon? And why were you over the moon? So 2 questions, chat time. And when it's chat time, it's time for you guys to take over and type in our chat. Let me just change the color to something bright and sunny, yellow and sunshine. Chat time, guys. When was the last time you were over the moon? And why were you over the moon? What happened? Coming over to check what you guys are doing. Javier, when you started this class, well, thank you very much. Okay, and Eduardo, very happy. Okay, and someone is very happy. Great, you guys. So, Javier, I was over the moon when I started this class, and Saleha, when I got a job offer. Okay, I was over the moon because I had been waiting for one for a very long time. So you were not just a little happy, slightly happy, you were extremely happy, you were delighted. Okay, so you were over the moon. Are there any other situations where you guys were over the moon? I'm just checking our YouTube stream at the same time. Okay. Any other situations when you guys were over the moon? I was over the moon when I was in Italy about a month ago. I can't believe it was only a month ago. And I bought a lot of amazing things on sale because it was the winter sale, and I got less 70% discount on some amazing stuff. So I was over the moon. When I get a huge discount on something, I'm over the moon. Not just slightly happy, not just a little happy, very happy, extremely happy, delighted. Okay, guys, you're doing a good job. Thanks. You're interacting and we're having a good time. Let's move on to the next one. We're going to do lots of idioms today. Okay, it's idioms for IELTS. Once in a blue moon. What does it mean? Once in a blue moon. Does it mean every day? Does it mean once a week? Does it mean once in 2 weeks? Does anyone remember what 2 weeks is? What's the word for 2 weeks? Starts with an F. Fortnight. Good job. So once in a blue moon. Is it once a week, twice a week, once a month, very often, or not very often? Is it, what's another word for not very often? Starts with an R and it ends with a Y. Let's see if you guys have been able to guess. Okay. So Laura, you were over the moon when your daughter was born 8 years ago. I was over the moon when my sons were born many, 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 many years ago. Too many to count. Okay. And Saleha was over the moon when her mom-in-law bought her a gold Starbucks flask. Okay. Are you a Starbucks fan? So how often do you go to Starbucks? Do you go often or do you go once in a blue moon? Fantastic. Everyone got it. Really. So do you go to Starbucks often or do you go to Starbucks once in a blue moon? I actually go to Starbucks once in the blue moon because I'm not a huge fan of Starbucks. Sorry. Okay, guys. So, fantastic. Can you make a sentence with once in a blue moon? Now that you guys know that it means rarely. Well done. Well done. I'm going to keep challenging you. You guys are smart. We're getting through this quite quickly. All right. So, once in a blue moon, really, not very often. Okay. So what do you do once in a blue moon? What do you do once in a blue moon? Can we have some answers in the chat, please? What do you do once in a blue moon? Do you visit your parents once in a blue moon? Uh-oh, that's bad. Do you go to the movies once in a blue moon? Anything else? What do you do once in a blue moon? Not very often. Okay, let me just check. Sorry, what you guys are up to there. It's a little bit disconnected because we have to keep changing screens. All right, so right. So Saleha goes, I go often, okay, but not during the lockdown. So are all of you guys in lockdown at the moment? Is anyone in lockdown? Technically, I'm not in lockdown, but I choose to be in lockdown because I'm afraid, and I came back from Italy a month ago, so I'm just trying to be safe. Angel, so you play tennis once in a blue moon. So I play tennis once in a blue moon. Okay, and Lucia, I go to the zoo once in a blue moon. And Javier, I study English once in a blue moon. Okay, you need to study more often. And Laura, you travel abroad once in a blue moon, so not very often. Okay, great, you guys. Did you maybe peek at my next slide? Did you see what it was? Were you paying attention? What was the next idiom? Anyone? Any ideas? No? All right. It's one of my favorites. I actually like this idiom. I have some idioms which are my favorites, and as you continue to study English, you will have idioms that you like. You prefer some to others. So have a whale of a time. Look at this. We've got Mr. Whale, like, is it Nemo? Was Nemo a whale? Okay. Have a whale of a time. Try to imagine the idiom. It really does help you to remember it. So have a whale of a time. And what does it mean? All right. What does it mean? To have a fun and exciting time. To have a fun and exciting time. To have a whale. There's our whale. To have a whale of a time. And the reason I've included the images and tried to put in cartoonish images is because those are the ones that stick in your mind. They stick in your mind and you remember them. I'm sure you have idioms in your language. So that's what I'd like you to do now. If your native language is not English, can you tell me an idiom in your language and what it means? And I will read them out later. Okay, so have a whale of a time. Fun time, exciting time. Do you have a whale of a time when you go to an office meeting? Do you have a whale of a time when you go to the circus? Do you have a whale of a time when you go to a party? When do you have a whale of a time? So when did you have a whale of a time? When was the last time you had a whale of a time? Now, remember, I told you in previous sessions, we need to extend our answers. We need to expand our answers. So where were you? Sorry, where were you? Okay. Where were you? And who were you with? So when you had this whale of a time, who were you with and where were you? I'm coming back to the chat and I expect to see like 200 comments. Okay, guys? Right. To have a blast. Oh, wonderful. So to have a blast, to have a really good time. Well done. Okay. I had a whale of a time when I beat my husband at Monopoly. Okay, so a whale of a time for a particular event. Okay, it sounds like fun. I don't actually like board games. Do any of you guys like board games? I'm not a fan of board games. And Javier, I had a whale of a time when Real Madrid became champions, or they won the championship. Okay, so you are a Real Madrid fan. Okay, well, I apologize. I'm a Barcelona fan. I am a Messi fan. So I did the tour of Camp Nou. It was amazing. Uh, Turk Diamond. I don't remember when was the last time I had a whale of a time, and that's just sad. Okay, so Turk, you love board games. Angel, you like board games. Hate them. I hate, I don't know why, but I really don't like board games. I don't have the patience to play board games. It's the one thing I refused to do with my sons when they were growing up. Play board games. I just didn't like it. So the two of them would play. When the one was losing, I would just see the board get thrown up in the air. Not even Dixit, nothing. And if you guys ask me whether I can play chess, Lucia, you like board games. Okay, maybe there's something wrong with me. Okay. Okay, everybody likes board games. And Laura, you had a whale of a time when you spent the weekend with some friends in the country. Or I always have a whale of a time when I spend weekends with my friends in the country. Okay, so you guys you guys like playing board games? I do not play board games. I cannot play board games. Really, all of you? Okay, something is very wrong with me. I feel like I am the problem. I am the weakest link here. Okay, so both of my sons played chess, and they were chess champions. And they tried to teach me how to play chess, and they gave up at the point that I started calling the piece horsey. They were like, "It's not horsey." I was like, "Where does horsey go?" And at that point, they just quit. They were chess champions. They are amazing. They really, really good, but I cannot play chess. Laura, you say me too. So were you referring to my comment that you hate board games, or do you like board games? And I'm sorry about, let's try to get some light in here. Okay. So you guys have a whale of a time when you play board games, and I don't like them. I'm going to teach you another idiom here. It's not in our slides, but you love, okay, everyone loves board games. I don't have a whale of a time playing board games. It's just not my, come on, guys, what is this? Not coffee. It's not my, I don't like it. It's not coffee, the other one, the other liquid, not coffee. Come on, I'm looking for the idiom. I don't like it. Eduardo, it's not my cup of tea. Well done. Turk, they're not my cup of tea. Well, oh, you guys are really smart. Jacobo, I'm sorry if I pronounce anyone's names wrong, but you guys are amazing. Wow. But Magnus, yes, not my cup of tea. Okay, fantastic. Okay, now I need to teach you more stuff before we all get into trouble for playing around and not doing enough work. Okay, so whale of a time. Interesting. It drives me up the wall. It drives me up the wall. What does it mean? It drives me up the wall. Is it a good thing or a bad thing? It drives me up the wall. Good thing or bad thing? What do you guys think? Yeah, I'm sure you were right. It annoys me. It annoys me. It drives me crazy. It drives me nuts. It drives me bananas. Okay, there are a couple of idioms for it drives me up the wall. Okay, it annoys me. It drives me crazy. It drives me nuts. It drives me bananas. So, can you guys guess what the next question is going to be? You guys are smart. What drives you up the wall? What drives you up the wall? What drives you bananas? What drives you nuts? What drives you crazy? People who steal my parking space. That drives me up the wall. It does. People who show up late. I don't mean 5 minutes or 10 minutes. I mean 1 or 2 hours. That drives me up the wall. Okay, I'm going to check what your answers are, and then I'm going to tell you what really drives me up the wall, and you'll understand why it drives me up the wall. It's a bad thing. Okay, yes, it makes me angry. It makes me frustrated. I'm not a happy chappy. It makes me mad. It makes me crazy. Good job, you guys. Eduardo, why am I not into board games? I think the short answer is I don't have the patience to play board games. They often take a long time, and my children cheat. That's why I'm not into board games. Sorry, Eduardo, it's easy to answer. Being locked drives me up the wall, drives me crazy. What do you mean being locked, Eduardo? Can you explain that to me, please? So what drives you guys up the wall? What drives you up the wall? What drives you up the wall? I'm just popping into our YouTube to see if I'm missing anyone or anything. No, our technical guys are amazing. They have managed to put all our streams together. Okay, good job, guys. Right, what drives you up the wall? I'll tell you what drives me up the wall. Slow internet. Slow internet drives me up the wall. Okay. Took. It drives me up the wall when they don't give the correct change in the supermarket. Yes, I don't care about the money. I just don't like that they keep it. And if you ask them for your correct change, it's you who's rude. Yeah, yeah. Okay. So, Chuck, does that happen to you very often, or does it happen to you once in a blue moon? This situation where I'm just going to try to get out of the light, it's annoying me. This situation where people, cashiers, keep the extra change. Look, I know, yeah, it's happened to me many times. Sometimes it's a small amount. It might be 5 cents or 10 cents or 20 cents but the point is you haven't asked them to keep it. You haven't given it to them. And when they do that, yeah, I suppose it drives me up the wall. I think it's a form of dishonesty, maybe small, but dishonest. Okay, and Eduardo, being in lockdown drives you up the wall. And okay, Saleha has some very strong views about what drives her up the wall. I think most people are just, here's another idiom. So it drives me up the wall, and then I'm climbing the walls. I'm angry and I'm frustrated. Okay, I'm climbing the walls. And I think Saleha from, is it South America, is climbing the walls, okay, because she's stuck at home. Okay, so Laura, I agree with Eduardo. It drives me up the wall, this lockdown, this 3-week lockdown. Okay, so Laura, are you in Spain? And is the lockdown going to end in 3 weeks? Is it going to end in 3 weeks, or is it going to go on for longer? Okay, Eduardo, it happens to you once in a blue moon because, okay, you usually pay with your credit card, so they can't keep your change. Good job. Okay, so guys, can you also just type in the chat, when does your lockdown end? When do you think your lockdown is going to end? Because I know some countries say 3 weeks and we think it might be longer. So it's an interesting concept. Okay, so you guys, it's going to go on for longer. I agree with Eduardo. Yeah. So it drives me up the wall. So it makes me crazy, frustrated, angry. Crazy, frustrated, angry. And I am climbing the walls. I am going crazy. I am climbing the walls. Okay. So if you guys, can someone just type that in the comments? So it drives me up the wall, but I am climbing the walls. I am climbing the walls. Okay. So Ruben, yeah, you don't know. Javier, you think it will finish in Spain in 2 weeks. Saleha is very hopeful that it's going to end after 3 weeks. Oh, she even has a date, 16th of April in South Africa. Okay, well, good luck. I hope that really happens. Okay, guys, let's go to our next idioms. We've got so many amazing ones to work on today. Okay, so let's look at some happy stuff. Okay, enough about lockdown. A happy camper. What does it mean to be a happy camper? Is it a car? Is it a caravan? This is a camper. Okay, this is a camper. It's a caravan, a mobile home, or something. So, is a happy camper a happy caravan? I don't think so. That's the thing with idioms. The words don't actually mean what it sounds like in the literal sense. It's figurative. So, happy camper. What do you think it means? Happy. So, it's a positive, yeah? All right, let's look at it. It's to be content or satisfied with what's happening in your life and to have no complaints. Okay, I'm afraid to ask this question. Are you guys happy campers at the moment? Is anyone a happy camper? Are you content? Are you satisfied with what's happening in your life? Do you have zero complaints? Are you zen? Are you at peace? Are you happy? Are you content? Are you a happy camper? Are you a happy camper? Yes or no? I'm going to come and check. Okay. Do you know someone who is a happy camper? So the first question, are you a happy camper? I'm expecting to see no, 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 no in the chat. Okay. But do you know someone who is a happy camper? I'm a happy camper. And why am I a happy camper? Besides teaching you guys, why am I a happy camper? Right, let's see what you guys have to say. So, okay, Angel, no, sorry guys. Okay, so Ruben, fantastic, relax and happy. So let me just go back. So Turk, you're from Greece, and it was supposed to be at the end of the week, but we're sure they'll announce soon that, yeah, it's going to get postponed. So where in Greece are you from? I've been to Athens, to Santorini, and I spent 2 weeks on Paros Island. It's got to be the most beautiful place in the world. And when I was on Paros, I was a happy camper. Okay, so Took, not happy. Angel, not happy. Oh, the Saleha from South America is happy. Why are you a happy camper? Lucia, you happy? You're a happy camper? Why? Please tell me. Okay, and Ruben, really? We are in a camper, but we are not happy campers? That's cute. Eduardo, you asking whether we use this idiom in, or do I use this idiom in my everyday life? No. The thing with idioms is that there are so many idioms, all right? And eventually you choose the one that you that resonates with you, that feels like your personality. Okay, so sometimes you'll hear an idiom, and when you say it, it just doesn't feel natural. It doesn't feel like it's you. It just sounds strange when you say it. So, for example, it costs an arm and a leg. Easy. I say it, I use it all the time. It costs a king's ransom. It means the same thing, right, guys? But when I say it costs a king's ransom, I don't sound like myself. It doesn't suit my personality. So, a happy camper, a happy chappy, he's on cloud nine. I would rather use I'm on cloud nine. I won't actually use I'm a happy camper. It's not part of my lexical resource. I know it, I know how to use it, but it's not the one I would choose. So, Eduardo, great question. Do you use this idiom? You will find 3 or 4 idioms that are similar, express the same idea, and you will choose one. Okay, so that's fantastic. Great answer. Javier, you are happy camper. All these people who are happy campers, why are you happy campers? And my husband is a happy camper. Okay, good for him. And Turk, Thessaloniki, fantastic. Okay, ready for some more idioms? Let's go and do this. Right. Oh, to be cheesed off, to be very annoyed or frustrated. Okay, to be very annoyed or frustrated. So it drives me up the wall. But how do we use to be cheesed off? How do we use to be cheesed off? I am cheesed off. I am cheesed off. So are you happy or angry if you are cheesed off? You angry, you annoyed. Oh, look at the picture. I like this little, he looks like a slice of cheddar cheese. He is really angry. Why do you think he's cheesed off? And when do you get cheesed off? But look at Mr. Cheese there. Why do you think he's cheesed off? Why do you think he's cheesed off? And when was the last time you were cheesed off? Or how often do you get cheesed off? Now, we're going to do a bad thing, okay? We're going to use 2 idioms in one sentence. So, oh gosh, someone just did this. Okay, obviously, this Saleha is thinking the way I am. She just used 3 idioms in one sentence. Okay, don't do that in the IELTS test, but it's great because it shows you the meanings of all of them. Yes, Eduardo, he looks like SpongeBob SquarePants. Do you guys know that cartoon? I had to. I had to watch that with my kids all the time. SpongeBob SquarePants and Pineapple Under the Sea. It drove me up the wall. Okay, Javier, when you go to the Real Madrid Stadium, you're a happy camper. Okay, I haven't been, but when I go to Camp Nou, I'm a happy camper. When I go to Milan, I'm a happy camper. Okay, so how often do you guys get cheesed off? Be honest. I'm not going to tell anyone, and italki, maybe they'll delete all our comments. Okay, so guys, how often do you get cheesed off, and who do you get cheesed off with? I get cheesed off once in a blue moon. I think 93% of the time I'm a happy camper, and 7% of the time I don't get cheesed off, but maybe I'm not such a happy camper. I get cheesed off once in a blue moon, but when I get cheesed off, I get really, really cheesed off. Really, really cheesed off. Okay, are you guys having fun? just type yes in the chat, okay? And then we can continue. Idioms are fun. Right. Let's take a look at the next one. To blow your top. And I'm helping you out with this to just give it to you quickly so you can start using them. To blow your top. To become very angry, but not over a long time, suddenly. Look at it. It's suddenly. To suddenly become very angry. To blow your top. Suddenly. To suddenly become very angry. So it's not over a short time, okay? It happens very quickly, okay? So, when was the last time you blew your top? When was the last time you blew your top? When was the last time you got very angry, but it happened very suddenly? Okay, so let's go back to, I like these images. They really do help to reinforce the idiom. So, suddenly become not slightly angry, very angry. I mean, look at this guy. He's seriously angry. Look at his teeth. Okay, and it happened very suddenly. So, when was the last time you blew your top? And I'm coming back to you guys to see what you are saying. So, what was the yes and no for? Oh, are you having fun? Okay. I was cheesed off when my car broke down. So when my engine, my car broke down. So I was cheesed off, Ruben, when my car broke down. Or I was cheesed off when my engine blew up. Okay. Thank you, Angel. Thank you, Lucia. Okay. I don't blow my top in extremely sensitive situations. Okay. But guys, okay. But sometimes you just blow your top. Something happens. And you know what happens is you react. You don't act, you just react to the situation. Okay. So if someone says something to you to upset you, you blow your top. You react, you get angry. If someone okay, Eduardo, I blew my top the last time I lost my keys, okay? Used to happen to me all the time. Used to, grammar, in the past. Routine, repeated. I blew my top when I had to pay income tax. Let me tell you guys, I blew my top. Well done, Laura, and thanks for bringing that up. I blew my top when I went to the ATM and I saw that they were charging me a fee to withdraw cash, my money that I think I work pretty hard for. But guess how much the ATM was charging me to withdraw my money, just to use the ATM. What do you think the percentage was to withdraw my money from the ATM? When I saw the number, I blew my top and I grabbed my card back. So while you guys put that into the chat, I'm going to just work with Javier's answer here. I blew my top when there's heavy traffic in Madrid. Okay, so good use of blew my top, but Javier, when there is heavy traffic in Madrid all the time, right? So it's a routine. Okay, so I blow my top because present simple, always. I blow my top. I blow my top, routine, present simple. If I say I blew my top, it was about one occasion in the past. One time in the past. No, Eduardo, not 3%. Let's keep multiplying. It was a lot more than that. You're welcome, Javier. Okay. So, Angel, are you still at school? If you are still at school, I blow my top when something happens at school, okay? Or I used to blow my top in school, maybe in a particular class. Okay, I'm going to tell you guys what it was. 7%. 7%. Yeah, I blew my top. Would you blow your top if the ATM was charging you 7%? I think you would. Okay, right. Let's go back to idiom time. Down in the dumps. Oh, what a cute little guy. Down in the dumps. Is it a good feeling or bad feeling? Good or bad? I think it's easy. Poor thing, he is sad. It's a bad feeling to be down in the dumps, to feel sad or to feel depressed. Okay. So, okay, all you guys in lockdown are probably down in the dumps. Are you feeling down in the dumps because you are in lockdown? Yes. You are also climbing the walls. It's also driving you up the wall. But let's be grateful. The lockdown only happens once in a blue moon. In fact, not even once in a blue moon. It's the first time we have been in lockdown. So, when was the last time you felt down in the dumps? And I know what you're going to tell me. It's right now while we are in lockdown. Do you know any other words for lockdown? Any other words for lockdown? No, not prison. You are not in prison. No. Lockdown, another word for lockdown. Put it into the chat. And I'll look at it after I finish with hot potato. People talking about a current topic, okay? So yes, COVID-19 is a current topic. Coronavirus is a current topic, but there's something else here which cannot be agreed upon. So it's not just a current topic. It's a current topic where we have opposing views. Now look at Mr. Potato, and he's feeling really hot potato. So what are some hot potato topics? Okay, so coronavirus won't really be a hot potato topic, but something about it that we have opposing views. Does the lockdown work for coronavirus? Now that would be a hot potato. I say yes, you say no, maybe. All right, let's have a look at your comments. Absolutely, bad, to feel miserable, 3%, okay. To feel miserable, to feel stuck? No, it's, are we talking about hot potato here, guys? We're talking about hot potato? I'm just having a look at some, okay, comments here. Right. So a hot potato is a controversial topic, a debatable topic where people cannot agree on it. So I would say that our coronavirus is a hot potato, not just coronavirus, but the lockdown. Does the lockdown work? The lockdown doesn't work. Is it a hot potato? Okay, so these measures, and there are lots of hot potato topics around coronavirus. Who's responsible? Should governments provide a cure for free? Should governments evacuate their citizens from other countries? There's so many tense kind of topics associated with it. All right. Now let me just check. Okay, let's go back. So this one's a little difficult to use. Okay. Now, when I asked you guys, when will you be let out of the lockdown? Okay, when will the lockdown end? Another word for lockdown, please, in the chat. And the truth is, you don't know. I don't know. I don't think anyone really knows. So, if you ask me, when will the lockdown end? When will this coronavirus just leave us and go away? When will life return to normal? I don't know. I don't know. I have no idea. I have no clue. So, an idiom would be, your guess is as good as mine. Your guess is as good as mine. Okay, now I want to go back and just see what you guys have for me for lockdown. Any synonyms for lockdown? Is stuck a synonym of lockdown? Not really. No, lockdown, you are forced to stay in a place. You don't really have a freedom to do what you want. Okay, thanks, Eduardo. Sorry, I couldn't follow. Um, so this hot potato is how to deal with this, right? How to deal with it. Lockdown, some countries say it works, some countries say it's just the flu. Some countries say that you should be evacuated or repatriated. I'm a South African and I'm in Turkey. It's a hot potato whether my government feels that, should they bring people home. Some people say that it's not a good idea because maybe they think people who are abroad are all infected. So it's a hot potato, how people deal with these things. Right, Ruben, absolutely. Climate change is a hot potato, right? Because not all countries agree with, for example, the Paris Accord, measures to mitigate or measures to eradicate air pollution, measures to deal with this. Some countries are really focused on it. Some countries have recycling, and a lot of the countries in Europe, and they try to limit air pollution, and some countries don't. So climate change is a hot potato. Some people think it's real, some people think it isn't. Okay, so getting rid of the coronavirus is not a piece of cake. So a piece of cake, something that's easy, really good, that you used it in the negative. So it's not a piece of cake. You can use it in the positive and you can use it in the negative. So what's a piece of cake for you and what's not a piece of cake for you? So very easy. Is learning a new language a piece of cake for you? Is learning English a piece of cake for you? Is German grammar a piece of cake for you? There's a joke that life is too short to learn German grammar. Apparently, it's really difficult. So I haven't tried, but is learning a new language a piece of cake for you? Is this lesson a piece of cake for you? Is English grammar a piece of cake for you? Okay. Is it very easy? Is using Google Maps a piece of cake for you? Not for me. I cannot use it. It drives me. It drives me up the wall. It really drives me up the wall. I point my phone in this direction. It tells me to turn around. When I turn around, it tells me to turn around again. Using those Google Maps, it's not a piece of cake for me. So I want to see what's not a piece of cake for you. What drives you up the wall? Okay. Phrasal verbs are not a piece of cake for me. Zarai, okay. Phrasal verbs, okay. Thinking analytically is a piece of cake for me. Okay, why? But on the other hand, Lucia says that mathematics isn't a piece of cake for her. So, Saleha, I would assume that if you're saying thinking analytically, you're good at mathematics or science or those other subjects that drive me up the wall. And Lucia, mathematics isn't a piece of cake for you. Eduardo, learning English is definitely not a piece of cake. It drives me crazy. All right. How long have you guys been studying English that is driving you crazy? It's driving you up the wall. It's not a piece of cake for you. Ruben, Excel is not a piece of cake. Okay, I agree with you. PowerPoint is a piece of cake for me. I can do it in my sleep. I enjoy it. But actually, Excel is a little more difficult for me. But absolutely, using Google Maps is not a piece of cake for me. I can't do it. Good job. You guys are good. Let's see. We have 5 minutes left. Let's see if we can toss in 1 or 2 more. All right. Ooh, see eye to eye. See eye to eye. Does this mean that we, you and me, I are going to the optician? Are we going to the optician? If we see eye to eye, 2 eyes, we going to the optician? Come on, guys. What does it mean? Are we going to the optician? Now, when I ask a question like that, I'm expecting you to say no. So what does it mean? What does it mean? I'll check your comments later because I want to get through the slides. When you see eye to eye, you agree with someone else on a subject. Okay, so both people agree. So it's the opposite of a hot potato where people don't see eye to eye and they disagree and they can't agree on something. Okay, here we see eye to eye. We agree with someone on a subject. So do you see eye to eye with your boss on most things? If your boss is in the lesson and watching, please don't answer, okay? But if he's not, you can type in a big no. All right, guys. Now, the last one. Hear it on the grapevine. So this woman with the cute dress is listening to something and there are grapes above her. She heard it on the grapevine. What does heard it on the grapevine mean? To hear rumors. Rumors. What are rumors, guys? About a person or an event which may or may not have happened. So it may have happened or it may not have happened. It could be true, could not be true. To hear rumors. Are rumors the truth? Is it 100% the truth? Is it a fact? So, what did you hear on the grapevine? Oh, let me stop sharing first and then come back to you guys so we can wrap it up. Right. Okay, so PowerPoint, yes, you agree with me, Ruben. Okay, so we see eye to eye. Ruben and I see eye to eye that PowerPoint is fantastic and easy to use. It's a piece of cake. So Ruben and I see eye to eye on that. Fantastic. And you see eye to eye with me that this lesson has been a great help. Have you learned something? Okay. Don't forget to tell us the synonym of lockdown. Ah, okay. But I want to know about heard it on the grapevine. What did you hear on the grapevine? Yes, Laura, you're right. I actually didn't think about that when I was doing my PowerPoint. But yeah, I heard it on the grapevine. And you are probably singing the song right now because that's what I do. But I can't do it now because I can't sing. It's not my superpower. Okay, Eduardo. Right. Let me give you a clue. It's a big clue. It's a huge clue. Q. It begins with Q. And any Latin speakers here should know the word. Come on, what's the lockdown? What's the lockdown? Starts with a Q. Paul and oops, Eduardo, you heard it on the grapevine that Paul and Mary are getting married because she's pregnant, but we don't know if it's true, right? I heard it on the grapevine. Okay, and Laura, fantastic. I'm going to play the song after this lesson. Quarantine. Fantastic, Eduardo. So quarantine, lockdown. Do you know where quarantine comes from, Eduardo? Do you know where quarantine comes from? Anyone? Quarantine. Come on, my Latin speakers here. By the way, anything else you heard on the grapevine? If you can type it in quickly. I want to hear the gossip. I want to hear the rumors. Okay. Quarantine. Anyone? Quarantine. Quarantine. Fantastic, Angel. Quarantine. Okay. Lucia, quarantine. So, where does it come from? 40 days. Why? Because 40, 40. And fantastic, Ruben. And in the past, when they were in lockdown, it was for 40 days. Shut down, lockdown, yes, Laura, but with a Q, quarantine. So I hope that you guys are just in lockdown and not in quarantine. Yes, Javier, it's from Latin, quaranta. So, because if you guys are in lockdown, it's a lot longer than 21 days. It's going to be a lot longer. Okay, guys, thank you so much for joining. Thank you for being a great, great group of students. I will be back here tomorrow doing a lesson with you guys. It's going to be IELTS speaking, but since you love idioms so very, very much, I'm going to try to add some idioms for you. And maybe you can tell me which ones you would like to work on, because you guys are fantastic. You're really interactive. And thank you so much for joining me. I've actually had, and I'm not just pulling your leg, I had a whale of a time. So thank you, guys, and I will see you next time. Ciao and stay safe until tomorrow. Bye.